My wife quit her job to be an influencer and refused help, so I ended our marriage. My wife worked at the same company for almost 10 years, and the last few were awful because her boss hovered over everything. She talked about quitting for months. I told her I'd support it if she found something new first. One day, she got into a small fight at work, grabbed her bag, and resigned on the spot. No offer, no plan. She said she had enough savings, wanted time to recalibrate, and had a few business ideas to try. I wanted to be a good partner, so I said okay and took on more of the bills. 8 months passed. She didn't send a single application or even open her resume. Most days, she smoked weed and messed with work-from-home opportunities that paid nothing. Then she decided she'd be an Instagram influencer and spent hours filming and scrolling. To be fair, she did some handy fixes around the house, but the money was now mostly on me. We used to split 50-50. It drifted to 80-20, with me covering rent, utilities, and groceries, while she ordered random gadgets and content tools. When I tried a serious talk about next steps, she joked I could divorce her and pay alimony if I didn't like it. Then she cried and said she might be depressed. I felt guilty and told her I'd help however I could. I asked her to see a doctor, or at least cut the weed for a month to see if it helped. She brushed it off and said she just needed space. That night, I decided we had to set clear steps. I told her again she should book a doctor visit, start a job search, and track the spending. She got sharp and told me to stop policing her. I asked how much savings she had left. She said, enough. I asked for a number. She refused. I asked if there were credit card balances. She said no. I asked to see statements. She told me to back off. It didn't sound like her. She went quiet and stared over my shoulder like I wasn't there. I told her the current setup wasn't working, and she needed to start paying half again on March 1st. She didn't argue. She just shut down. Tears in her eyes, no words. That week, she stopped sleeping in our bed. She took blankets to the basement, kept the door almost shut, and came upstairs only when I was at work. At night, I'd hear the TV through the floor and smell smoke in the hallway. I started eating alone and washing 2 sets of dishes anyway. I met my best friend for coffee to think it through. This wasn't the marriage I wanted. Talking seemed to make it worse. Divorce, which felt impossible a month earlier, started to sound real. I promised myself I'd keep her struggles private and only share what I had to in case I needed advice or legal help. On March 1st, I asked for her half of the bills. She sent about 2/3 and went back to the basement. I asked for the rest. She snapped, repeating, "Leave me alone," louder each time while I tried to stay calm and explain the budget. The word depression came up again, but only when I challenged her choices. She still hadn't seen a doctor. I gave a clear line. Please see a doctor and start turning this around, or we're done. She made another alimony crack and walked away. After that, we acted like roommates. Short texts about packages, no plans, no touch. She said she had a doctor appointment the next week, then didn't go. I offered to drive. She waved me off. I don't think she left the house for 2 months. I stopped cooking for 2. She lived on instant noodles and delivery snacks paid from a card I didn't see. I checked with a divorce lawyer. He walked me through the process and said alimony was unlikely since she quit by choice and had no medical note saying she couldn't work. I held on to a shred of hope. I prayed for a real effort from her and a way back for us. I asked again for a plan. Update after update, nothing changed. She said content was about to take off, then stayed up all night scrolling reels. She said she was too anxious to drive, then ordered more ring lights. I kept my head down, saved money, and set a date to file if nothing moved by early April. I managed to get her to a doctor once. I waited in the lot. The doctor suggested CBT and an SSRI. She came out annoyed and said she could read about CBT online and that meds were brain warping. For a week after, things felt normal. We ate dinner together, watched a movie, and shared a bed. I let myself believe we were turning a corner. Then a small argument set us back. She went cold again, back to the basement and late night shows. One afternoon after work, I sat in my car and could not force myself to go inside. My chest felt tight. I drove around for hours and thought about the last year. I was trying to fix something alone. That ride was my breaking point. I walked in close to midnight and told her I couldn't do this marriage anymore. We both cried. She said she was sorry and that she understood. She didn't ask me to stay or promise to change. That told me what I needed to know. She said she would move to her parents' place. Now her friends are saying I abandoned someone depressed. Was I wrong here?